The Nesivas Shalom says that when it came to Yosef's biggest challenge, what is the word that it says? Vayemo'en. He refused. Where did he get the energy? The koyach to refuse. The Medrash says that the Nisayin, the challenge, was greater than him, and he was doomed. Says the Nesivas Shalom, because one chapter before, the Shvatim come and they tell Yaakov Avinu, give up on Yosef. He's gone. Your dream of Yosef is lost forever. Come, we have so many other children. All the children and the daughters-in-laws came, and the grandchildren. Look at everybody. You have such a beautiful family. So one kid, he was strange. He was playing with his hair. He was a dreamer, creative. Forget about him. He's gone. And what does it say? Vayemo'en. Says the Nesivas Shalom, the koyach of Vayemo'en b'shas nesayin. The koyach to withhold and to refuse the energy, the emotional energy that Yosef had b'shas at the time of his greatest challenge, that would define him forever. Yosef Midas Yisoid came from the fact that he had a father that would never give up on him. Came from the fact that his father said, no, it doesn't work that way. I had 12 kids, now I have 11. My Yosef, what's going to be with my Yosef? I'll never give up on him. And it says, Taka says in the Nesivas Shalom, it's true, because b'shas and Nesayin, he saw Dumus Yuknoi Shalaviv. He saw the face of his father. Says the Nesivas Shalom, that this Nesayin, this challenge was greater for him. Many of us are going to have children that have Nesayonis, that have challenges that are greater than them. And he was doomed. But when he saw the vision of his father, that vision gave him energy. And he connected himself to his father, and it became a 2-on-1. He became a 2-on-1, us against the challenge, and that's how he won. The Medrash says that if he was, let's say, a brown belt, the Nesayin, the challenger, was a black belt. There was no chance. But me and you together? So he became emotionally attached to his father, because when he saw his father's image, it gave him hope. It gave him energy. I'm not alone. I'm hated. I'm misunderstood. The community doesn't like me. My brothers or anybody that should treat me like a brother is throwing me out, throwing me into a bar. They look at me funny. I got all the stuff wrong with me. But my father never gave up on me. My mother never gave up on me. And that is what a child connects to beat the odds against addiction and suicidal thoughts and all kinds of challenges that are greater than them. We see how many kids Nabach committed suicide in the last bunch of years. Thousands of kids from overdose and suicide. And we see that we have to do everything that we can. And then it's in Hashem's hands. We have to connect to all of our children. Says Rabbi Yitzchak Zilberstein, today in our dar, when there are so many nisyanis, so many challenges that are pulling our kids out of the Koisley-based medrash, that are pulling our kids out of our homes, that are pulling our kids out of the Derech HaTorah, we need to know that the single most powerful way is for parents to bond themselves with their child with cords of love. That will fortify them and give them armor to withstand the challenges. And if they fall, that will help them stand back up and not give up on themselves and not stop fighting. So many of our kids are going to end up in a Vayemo'en moment. And they're going to look to see D'mus Yuknei Shalaviv, D'mus Yuknei Shel Imoi. And you have to think, what are they going to think when they see you? My father never liked me. I'm different than everybody. They don't have time for me. They're better off without me. Then he's doomed. Or they're going to see beaming eyes of love, beaming out of your eyes, shining pride. In spite of their behavior, they believe in me. They know I'm good. They know I'm just like them and just like everyone, but I had a much harder life. We're all good and we all fail. Ein Adam, ein Tzadik ba'aretz asher ya'aseh tov aleich. Everybody sins. And every sin is for one reason, the Gemara says. Ein Adam chaytei elem kein nichnas be'ruach shtus. A person won't sin against God unless you have a spirit of insanity. And they have reasons to have a bigger spirit of insanity. But I'm good. And these people know it. And they look at me with pride and with love and admiration. And that's what's going to give them the energy, the emotional energy to hold on to that. And you're going to tell your children wherever you go, whatever you face, it's never going to be that you're alone. It's not going to be a 2-on-1. It's going to be 3-on-1. Because mommy and tati are always here. And hopefully we have some nice siblings who are really ehrlich and frum and feel for their brother. We have families that they really attach themselves to their brother or sister even though they're going through such hard times. And you're going to say it's a 6-on-1. It's a 10-on-1. Saba, Safta, Zaidi, Bubby, Zaidi, where are you? Attach yourselves to this child. I believe in you. Smile at them. Love them. Give them power to overcome. And they will, be'ezus Hashem, they will overcome, and they will give you nachas. More important, they'll give Hashem nachas, and that's what they want to do all along. They want to live, but so many of them feel everybody abandoned me. Nobody cares about me. What good am I? You have to show them that when they think of you, the most yuknoi shall family member and community and the Rav of the community and everybody. They love me, and I can attach myself to that person and feel empowered instead of degraded. I feel like I have a community. I'm not alone. Instead of feeling I'm spit out, I'm unwanted, I'm a black seed. That's not the Derech HaTorah. That's not what the Chazon Ish said. The Chazon Ish said 7 words we have to remember. How should we deal with those who stray? Yinosu l'moshcham ba'avoisoi sahava. Try to pull them in with ropes of love. Think very carefully. You have to wear a yarmulke in my house? Is that ropes of love? Look at the face of the child. Look at the results. In my house, there are rules. You can't do this to me. You can't behave this way. Is that avoisoi sahava? Who are you fooling? Grab onto the Chazon Ish. Yinasu l'mashcham. Try to pull them in with a mashicha, with a pulling of what? Rules, consequences, and boundaries? You could do whatever you want outside, but in this house we don't let? Is that a mashicha of ahava? Or is that the next 3 words? V'loi lidchoisam chalila. God forbid, don't reject them. Don't push them away. Rav Pam Zatzal says the same thing. Don't push them away, don't throw them away, and don't abandon them. Be there, d'must yuknoi shel aviv, shel imoi, of uncle, aunt, cousin, brother, neighbor, rabbi. Everybody has to be giving all this love. So when they are feeling weak and left alone between them and darkness, they know they're not alone. And they'll never be alone. Don't cry for them at the Levaya. Cry now and say, what can I do for you? I'm here for you. Take them out. The whole medicine is fun. The whole medicine is a Mashiach of Ahava. Open your hearts. Save every single neshama. We have the medicine. The Baal Shem Tov said the same thing. The DIVREI said the same thing. Reb Gershon Edelstein Zatzal said the same thing. Reb Steinman said the same thing. Reb Chaim Kanievsky Schus Yogan Aleinu told me when I showed him the transcript of what Reb Gershon Zatzal told me on the video that you can watch. He said he considered Reb Gershon his Rebbe because when he was young, the Chazon Ish told Reb Chaim to learn with Reb Gershon. Not enough that we should listen and trust what Reb Gershon said. Reb Chaim said, whatever Reb Gershon says here, that's what you should do. Follow the Derech HaTorah. There's no rejection. There's no, because I see you're struggling, therefore I'm going to start being bigger than you. Communism. You have to. That doesn't make anybody want to. Like the Nesivas Shalom says. Chinuch amiti. Real chinuch. Real education is not to pressure the child to behave properly. You can pressure until a certain point and then they just say what they say and that's it. But he says that's not chinuch. Chinuch is not pressure. Gershon Edelstein also said, Chas v'shalom, don't pressure. Ela lahavi oisai kedei sheyirtze bazeh. Says the Nesivas Shalom, what is chinuch? Lahavi oisai, to bring them that they should want what you want. You don't want your son to wear a yarmulke at the table. You want him to want to wear a yarmulke. You don't want your daughter to dress tznius. You want your daughter to want to dress tznius. Because if not, you have a certain amount of time, and then that's it, you lost it. And the only way to change ratzon is through a hamshacha, pulling in a mashicha of love that creates silent but powerful influence. And the only way to do that is not by being critical and rejecting and admonishing and making them feel like they're an enemy of the state. But you want to save this person as quick as possible. The most yuknoi shel aviv. My father had so much love for me. How many kids came back because of their parents? How many kids changed their ways because of their parents? We had a kid who was an open atheist, and after a few years of TP, after a few years of breaking down so many walls, he said, you know, your God is a God that I could see believing in. That's not the God that he knew, unfortunately, from his experience. That was the God of the Torah that he unfortunately did not receive from most people. The God of rejection that he hated. Or as the Rebbe, the Rayatz, Schus Yogan Leinu, said to someone who was an Apikaris, he said, the God that you don't believe in, I also don't believe in. I also don't believe, I'm an Apikaris, I don't believe in that God that steps on children and hurts people and insults people and is mavaza people in the name of Hashem, in the name of chinuch, against Hashem's wishes. Hashem is saying, don't embarrass someone, it's asur. Don't say what you're going to say now. And you say it in the name of Torah, in the name of Hashem. I can't imagine a bigger sin than using the power that you're from and you have a beard or whatever it is that you're representing God and you're rejecting a Jewish child in the name of God. Do it in your own name. Say, Hashem wants me to love you and respect you and shower you with love, my dear Talmud or my dear child. But I'm a stupid little human and I can't, and I'm embarrassed of the neighbors and I'm puny and I have no self-control, so I hate you. Get out of my house. Ahal b'tzara. So you did the wrong thing as a parent, but you didn't do it in the name of God. But instead, it's in the name of Hashem. You disgust me. I can't look at you. I can't make a bracha around you. All this stuff. All this noise. How does that work with what we learned is successful and what the Das Torah is telling us? From all the generations, you'll see in Raising Royalty, right over here. One after another, another story, another story, another story. You're their only hope. You're the respirator. You make sure nothing stops you from being connected to this child, breathing in life. Chius, I love you, I like you, I admire you, I respect you. Learn how to do it. And the worse that they're behaving, the harder it is, but the more they need this chemo, the more they need this treatment medicine to save their lives, begashmius, benafshius, and beruchnius. And when you refuse to give up on your kid, no matter what it costs, time, money, effort, it costs more than 20 kids to raise a kid and to save a kid who's struggling on the level that we deal with. But on any level, when you refuse to give up on them, they will have the emotional energy, vayima'in, to refuse to be another statistic. And you will give them the emotional energy, as Reb Gershon Zatzal told us straight out. They will get emotional energy breathing into them, and eventually that will help them to live a life that not only you are proud of, but they wanted all along. And that's the power of Vayima'in.